Good morning, everybody. This is Shannon with Shannon Smith's Auto Appraisals, coming at you with another video. This is focusing more on for the body shops and collision centers, and even trainees for estimators. I always hear, like, when I go into a shop or something, this insurance don't pay for this, and this insurance don't pay for that, and we should force them to do this. And honestly, guys, the repairs are the vehicle owner's responsibility. And I'm going to repeat that again. The repairs is the owner's responsibility. No different than taking it to go get an oil change. You know what I'm saying? You could pay $39.99 for oil change. You can pay $199 for oil change. It's the customer's responsibility either way. So in this video, I'm going to pretty much emphasize the importance of educating your customer, emphasizing the repairs are the owner's responsibility, and give you kind of a brief rundown on consumer rights, a couple sections of auto policies, and maybe a little skit just so you guys can see first day when the customer comes to your shop how that discussion should go down. So let's start with the Florida motor vehicle consumer rights, and here in the state of Florida. This is what all shops need to be paying attention to, because if you don't pay attention to, you could be fixing a car for free. So, as you see on this first page, you got to kind of go over everything with the customer. Um, but one really main little point, kind of down to the bottom, it says the repair shop must get your approval before exceeding the repair cost by more than $10 or 10%, whichever is greater. So, and it says make sure you have a phone number where you can be reached. This is what all repair shops need to be focusing on, is basically fixing the car according to the Florida Consumer Rights Acts. So then the second page, it goes over what entails on a repair estimate, which also the shop needs to be paying attention to. Need to have the shop's name, address, phone number, customer's name, address, phone number, date and time, blah blah. Charges for shop supplies, charges making the estimate, um, and the basis for that charge, like probably blueprinting, and just kind of skim that. This again is shop's responsibility to convey to the vehicle owner. But down here at the bottom, it says charge for daily storage. Shops notify customers after repair work is completed. Customers will then have 3 working days to pick up the vehicle before storage fees may be charged. So get one that's kind of dragging out. Make sure you give your customer 3 days ahead of time. Like, hey, it's October 20th. You best come pick up your car and pay your $5,000 by the 23rd, or I'm going to charge you $75 a day storage. And if you don't do it like this, again, you might be in breach of the state. Yeah, let's move forward to the insurance side of things. So, as you can see in this first section here, a person seeking coverage under Section 6, coverage for damage to your auto, must also take reasonable steps to protect, your covered auto, blah, blah. But number 3, permit us to inspect any damaged property before its repair or disposal. So let's focus on this. Where in the hell does it say the shop needs to do anything? Okay. So this is the customer having to, you know, obey their policy. So basically, they uploaded photos. Insurance decided not to come out in person to inspect the dang thing and write an estimate on the car. They complied with their policy. They inspected the car before its repair. So again, looking at this little clause, You can see for yourself. It says nothing that the shop needs to do this, shop needs to do that. It's always the customer's responsibility to, you know, obey their insurance policy, and it's also their responsibility to repair the car. So let's go to the second part here in this policy. It talks about part usage. Um, Repair estimate will specify which parts are OEM, recycled parts, aftermarket parts, blah blah. Okay, looking at this language, where does it say the shop needs to do this and the shop needs to do that? Again, this is a conversation you have with the customer. Like, hey, Miss Jones, ABC Insurance wants to put a used headlight in your 25 BMW X5. Do you want a used headlight in your BMW X5? No. Okay. Well, then you might have to pay extra for that headlight. Well, I don't have any money. Well, it's your choice. You want to recycle the headlight or you don't. It's your vehicle. All right, now we got that said. Now let's move on further into the insurance policy, okay? So you communicated with your customer. They didn't want no aftermarket or used parts on their car. You complied. You communicated with them. And insurance is 10 grand. You're at 15 grand. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And again, let's read a little bit about this appraisal clause. Starting out here, it says, if we do not agree with you on the amount of the loss, either you or we may make a written demand for appraisal of the loss. Okay, so let's just kind of skim through this together. And you don't see anything about a body shop. The body shop has nothing to do with it. You just fixed the car, man. And now it's the customer's responsibility, So the car's fixed. They can hire somebody like me for virtual repair disputes. As long as you got all your invoices and your ducks in a row, I may take the case. And I charge $500 for a virtual repair dispute. If they paid $5,000 out of pocket, maybe I can get them 4,800 back, 4,200. They got all the parts. They got the repairs done properly, and it's just how it is. So this is how you should handle the repair process. It's between you and the customer, and by you submitting things to the insurance, you're actually doing them a courtesy. It's not your obligation. It's their obligation. It's their policy. And, you read their policy, it's we and you, and it's meaning insurance company and the customer. So keep that in mind and, communicate with the customer and set precedent, you know. So I'm going to kind of give you an Emmy award winning freaking enactment of an initial conversation with a customer bringing their car to your shop for repairs. Hello, thank you for coming in to Do It Right or Not at All Collision Center. How may I help you? Yeah, my name is Q, and I got into a little fender bender and my airbag's deployed. Well, you doing okay? You hope you're doing okay. Well, I may not be. I may be injured. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, ma'am. Here at Do It Right or Not at All Collision Center, we use Irvin personal attorneys here in Winter Park. And we refer them because not only will they help you with your injury, but they'll help you with any car matters as well in case something pops up. What do you mean if something pops up? I already have a $2,500 deductible. Shouldn't the insurance pay for everything to be fixed? This is my first accident. I'm not sure how this all works. I understand, ma'am. Here at Do It Right or Not at All Collision Center, looking at your estimate, you could see like your insurance has rates down to like 46 an hour, and currently we're at $60 an hour. So right there, it's going to be a little bit of a difference. And you see right here where your airbag's deployed, um, you really need to pull out your steering column and have it measured. Uh, your steering column might collapse. So your insurance company doesn't even have that on their estimate. So what I'm saying is, if this is a $10,000 repair and your insurance only wants to pay $5,000, you may need an attorney's help to get that money back or invoke the appraisal clause. That's why we recommend Irvin and Irvin, because with your injury claim, they provide additional services for your car, and they have independent appraisers that can help you in these situations, if that case may be. But we work as best as we can with most insurance companies. This insurance company, may or may not give us a problem, and I'll keep you informed through the whole repair process. Well, I appreciate that. My main concern is just getting my car back to the way it was before it got wrecked, and the safety of those repairs. And I read on your reviews that all you put on is all new parts, and that's what I want on my car. But if I have to fight to get what's needed for my car, I will. I'll take your suggestion. Yes, ma'am. Your car is going to be repaired correctly back the way it was. We're going to take good care of it, and it's going to take us a day or two to take this vehicle apart. I'll assess all the damages. We'll submit a supplement up to your insurance company. We're going to order all the parts. It may take 2 or 3 days for those parts to come in, and then we'll get things rolling. So start to finish, you're probably looking about 10 to 20 business days. Um, it's going to be roughly about $10,000 in repairs now. And but if there's any signs of problems, I'm going to update you every Tuesday and Thursday by text message or email. And if there's any signs of problems, I'm going to let you know and how to fight. Well, thank you. I appreciate you making this so easy and laying everything out. And I'm gonna give that attorney a call, because in case I do need help with my car, I want an attorney that can handle both my injury and my car. And I already called a couple of attorneys, and they told me straight up that they don't handle cars, only the injury section. So I appreciate that suggestion, and I look forward to those updates. Thank you for making it so easy. All right, everybody, that concludes that little Emmy Award freaking reenactment there. So you see how easy it needs to be. You need to focus on the repairs, communicate with your customer, be upfront. Don't sugarcoat it. Just tell them the brass. You know what I'm saying? So it's best to be upfront with the customer, possibly lose a job, than get a customer all riled up and hand them a $3,500 bill at the end of the repairs. But if you guys need me, give me a shout, and hope this helps y'all out.